following is a Rogers Sports presentation.
Tonight, this ain't no battle. It's an all-out playoff war as the Brampton Battalion face the London Knights. Brampton has regained a lot of ground since Christmas, putting them right back in the playoff hunt. Kurt McSwain and Adam Henrik will need to lead this team for the playoffs to be in the battle plan. London is coming off their first overtime win of the season, winning 3-2 in North Bay on Sunday. Dennis Weidman scored the winner with seconds left. Can he quarterback the Knights to victory again? Coming up, the Brampton Battalion and the London Knights, next on OHL Primetime.
Hello everyone and welcome to London Isos for tonight's game between the London Knights and the Brampton Battalion. I'd like to welcome all the viewers who are watching in the Brampton area tonight. It's going to be a beauty between the Knights and the Battalion. Last night, Brampton inched closer to the final playoff spot in the Western Conference when they went into Sarnia and beat the Sting 2-1. A huge win for the Brampton Battalion, and they're only 1 point behind the London Knights now for the final playoff spot in the Western Conference. The Windsor Spitfires have pulled ahead of the Knights a little bit as they now have 47 points. They won last night against the Peterborough Petes. So Windsor sits in 7th. The Knights are 2 points behind them in 8th, and Brampton just 1 point behind London in 9th. So a Brampton win tonight could vault them into 8th and final playoff spot in the Western Conference. The Brampton Battalion are going to be missing a few players in tonight's game. Chris Rowan injured his shoulder last night against Sarnia. He's out of the lineup, and Aaron Van Loozen is still expected to miss a couple more weeks with a bad back, I think. So Van Loozen and Rowan out of the lineup for Brampton tonight. The Knights pretty much have a full squad. They're missing Danny Bois, who has kidney stones, but if some of the other guys pick it up, the Knights have practically their entire roster going tonight against the Battalion. Red Kelly, the NHL Hall of Famer, is going to drop a ceremonial first puck. He's a beauty, all-time great, and he's dropping the puck here tonight at the Isos. Here's our goalies. Chris Uhl playing fantastic hockey of late, a 2.83 goals against average. He beat the Battalion once, 5-4 in Brampton this year. And Brad Topping from Strathroy, 3.32 goals against average in net for the Brampton Battalion.
Actually, the London Knights have two players that are in the top 20 in scoring this season. That would be Mike Stathopoulos and Rick Nash. The Brampton Battalion aren't faring as well in terms of scoring this year. They don't have anybody in the top 20, but they do have a couple of pretty good snipers on this team, and Adam Henrik and Kurt McSwain, the captain of the team. And we're ready for the opening face-off. Dropping the puck is referee Mike Pierce, and we're underway. Knights and Battalion, final regular season meeting between these two teams this year. We have Rick Nash checks it away from him. Flash recovers and then just dribbles it out through center. Gets ahead to McSwain, who takes a shot, scores! Short-handed goal by Kurt McSwain.
Now the clearing pass by the Brampton Battalion bounced off the near boards, and Kurt McSwain just kept on going. Did a good job to keep himself onside at center ice, and then just winds it up at the top of the circle. Lets it go. It squeaks through the 5-hole of Chris Uhl. Normally not one of the places that Chris Uhl will give up a goal, but this time the puck finds its way through to the back of the net. And the Brampton Battalion on a shorthanded goal have a 1-0 lead.
Shoots it wide. Back to Jay Harrison again. He keeps it in. Shoots that one wide. Uhl had a little trouble seeing it. There's another shot. Bounces wide. Uhl's down. Harrison can't get a hold of it. That's Tyler Harrison. The Battalion got the Knights all tied up here in the first period in their own end. It's almost like that shorthanded goal has disrupted the game plan of the Knights. They get another chance in front of the net. Pile up down there. Lots of bodies. And the linesman Darren Barahowski and Mark Suchuk jump in to pull everybody apart. Bouncing puck, and he couldn't slap it. Here's Stevens and Stathopoulos along the boards. Nash tries for the wraparound, and then he is just leveled and pushed into the net. Right on top of the goaltender, Brad Topping. Stathopoulos back to Brian Thompson, shoots on net, loose puck. There it is on the side of the net. Nash got to it, but great defensive play there by Mike Luby as he jumped out and knocked it away. Stathopoulos was dragged down in front of the referee. You can hear the fans here in London. They wanted a penalty, but no such thing. As Mike Pierce kept the whistle down. Here's a centering pass. Right by Stathopoulos. Shot! That one was stopped by Topping. Charlie Stevens in the corner. Gets it out in front of the net. Here's Rick Nash. Another centering pass. Another save by Topping. Whoa, he's spectacular tonight, at least in this first period. As has Topping when the Knights have been on the power play. Here's Charlie Stevens with a shorthanded chance over on the other side. The Hunter shoots! Oh, he just missed the open corner with a perfect passing play with Dylan Hunter. And almost another shorthanded goal. This one for Charlie Stevens. He had the wide open net as it went over Topping, who went down on the play. Now Dylan Hunter with a chance again. Charlie Stevens centering pass. Corey Perry takes a shot. And once again, Topping is in perfect position. Harrison hits the ice. Corey Perry comes in and hits him. Stathopoulos out there for London. Here's Stathopoulos with a shot. How did that not go in? And as soon as it's touched, we're going to have another penalty to the Brampton Battalion. Krebs comes in and touches it. I didn't quite catch that.
Well, we've got a great replay angle with our brand new camera back there. Maybe we can pick it up on that camera. Not sure if the puck went in or not. Charlie Stevens is talking to Mike Pierce, the referee, right now about it. And that is the third penalty of the evening to Jay Harrison so far tonight, as he's going to get the delay of game call. And here we get the chance to see it on the replay. Puck comes right out front. And that puck, Brad Topping somehow got his blocker on it. The London Knights thought that he scored. Jay Harrison, you can see, caught the puck out of the air and then threw it down the ice.
And picking up some speed through neutral. He'll try to take it all the way. As it's stripped away from him, here's Stathopoulos with a chance down at the other end. Standing up in the penalty box is Matt Iannetta. Loose puck! And a sprawling Brad Topping couldn't have it, but he was fortunate there that the puck slid in behind the net. As the penalty to London is over, there's a chance. Scores! Camille Krebs comes in and laces one past. Chris Houle was way out of his net.
Well, and just as I finish off that thought of how the London Knights have kept their opponents to a minimal number of shots and done a good job at staying on the offense, Camille Krebs comes in on the London Knights and wires one past Chris Houle, and the Brampton Battalion lead 2-0 with just 1:03 to go here in the second period. And on that same note, where the London Knights have held their opponents down to a minimum number of shots, it's been the same story all season. As we just saw there, the London Knights just can't seem to get the puck to bounce their way. More and more of his teammates as the game progresses.
Dixon ran into McSwain. Final chance for the Knights as Nash took a swat at it, but Topping got over just in time in the closing seconds of the second period, and we get outside the Brampton blue line. It's in the corner for Dylan Hunter. He can't seem to do much with it, and Paul Flash recovers for Brampton. Bouncing puck, nobody's quite sure of where it is. Centering pass to Charlie Stevens. It's gone! Oh, I did not even see that one. That was a very odd play, but they all count when they go across that red line.
Well, just when you think that the London Knights aren't getting the bounces to go their way, they finally get one to bounce their way. And finally crack through the armor of Brad Topping. Here we see the puck stopped by the defenseman Mike Luby at first, and then just thrown towards the net. Brad Topping looking for the puck as there were three Brampton Battalion defenders out in front.
Luby with another chance. They get it out of there as Stedman fights for it. Along the boards to Mike Stathopoulos. Stathopoulos tries to take it all the way in. Topping's there. There's a shot and a scramble in front of the net. Loose puck. Paul Flash lays on top of it.
And a good job by Paul Flash to stay down on the ice.
Saw Kiss here a few times. Ted Nugent.
I remember the World Wrestling Federation coming here.
Yep, with Coco Beware. Did you see that one?
The Birdman.
Yeah, Coco Beware.
King Kong Bundy was here.
Yep. Here's Paul Flash with a shot from the blue line. Stop. There's another score! Sauvage makes it 3-1.
Well, the Brampton Battalion did exactly what they wanted to do. Slowed this hockey game down to their pace and forced the Knights to play defensive hockey as the Brampton Battalion win the face-off, get it down into the London Knights' end, and catch a little bit of a chink in the armor of the London Knights defense. And on the 24th shot of the hockey game, the Brampton Battalion take a 3-1 lead. Still 8:07 to go here in the third period.
And now we've got a scrap, our first of the game, as Dan Buchella came out. We haven't seen him on the ice all night. And Buchella came out and went after Ryan Bowness. So Buchella spends a matter of about 3 seconds on the ice, and that'll do it for him tonight as he heads to the dressing room. It's in the corners. That seems to be where he lives. Back to the blue line. Shot. Screen shot. And there's another chance as Nash was right there. Nash tried a second one as Flash came in and knocked the puck away. Rick Nash and Paul Flash in behind the play, going at each other, and Flash is the one who's going to get the penalty, even though Nash... Actually, I think they're both going to go to the box.
Mike Pierce didn't actually see the shots that were exchanged between Rick Nash and Paul Flash. Coming to the bench as the face-off is deep inside the Brampton end. They'll play 5-on-4 with the extra attacker. Imperative that the Knights get some traffic out in front of Brad Topping and try and get a shot through from the point.
Here's Weidman at the blue line. Takes a look. Gets it into Dylan Hutter. He just backhands it around and behind the net. To Stathopoulos. Stathopoulos shot it, and it ricocheted in on somebody or something. And the Knights are now within a goal with 1 minute left to play.
Mike Stathopoulos picks the puck up, looks to make the centering pass across to Charlie Stevens. Or Dylan Hutter, rather, and it goes off of the defenseman, number 25, Brent. Down to try and stop that pass across in front of the net. It ends up behind Brad Topping. 2 funny goals on Brad Topping tonight are the only ones that have been able to beat him. And the London Knights are within a goal. Chris Houle at the hash marks, and I'm sure he'll be coming to the bench if the Knights can get the puck deep inside Brampton territory. And pulling the goaltender to play 5-on-4 with the empty net. And now 6-on-4, 9 seconds to go.
Here's Weidman over on the other side to Rick Nash. Goes into the corner. Charlie Stevens is there. Mike Stathopoulos in front of the net. And the buzzer goes with the puck deep in Brampton territory. But the time just simply runs out for the London Knights, and they lose the first of their 2 games here at the Ice House this weekend, 3-1 to the Brampton Battalion. Goals scored by Kurt McSwain, Camille Krebs, and Sebastian Sauvage for the Brampton Battalion. For the London Knights, it was Dylan Hutter and Mike Stathopoulos, both London goals in the third period.
Well, as we said, both London goals in the third period. A couple of fluky goals on Brad Topping, a guy that played absolutely fantastic in the nets for the Brampton Battalion tonight, turning away 36 of 38 shots. Unfortunately for the London Knights, not a great start to the weekend, but looking forward to having the Kingston Frontenac's in here tomorrow night, and they can only build on this loss as they continue to play well in the third period, and things just don't seem to go the way of the London Knights in the first two periods. They had numerous scoring opportunities, and the bounces just didn't go their way. And as you said, Steve, the rebounds that were given up by Brad Topping were either going up over the net behind him or off into the corners, with no chance for any of the London Knights out in front of the net to bang it home.
Well, the Knights outshot them 38-25. The Knights played well tonight, but they just ran into a hot goaltender. And you know that a guy like Brad Topping, who's from this area, from Strathroy, he wanted to look good in this game, and he did certainly look good. But we will be back here tomorrow night for a rare Saturday night game at the London Ice House. The London Knights and the Kingston Frontenac, 7:30. If you want to come out and join us live, or 7:30 on the television on Rogers TV. Until then, I'm Steve Matthews with Gavin Mifflin, and we'll finish up downstairs with Brent Lale.
Here's our 3 stars for tonight's hockey game. First star, Brad Topping, with over 35 saves tonight in goal for the Strathroy native. Last night, played close to his hometown, Sarnia. He's only about half an hour away from there. Came up with a huge game against them. Tonight, comes back about half an hour away from London. Another huge game for Brad Topping. So back-to-back wins for him. Paul Flash had a couple of assists tonight. He was big. And Charlie Stevens, a great effort tonight, through a lot of hits, got an assist on the goal by Mike Stathopoulos at the end of the game. Was the real spark offensively with Dylan Hunter and Corey Perry in the offensive end. So he was the 3rd star for the London Knights this evening. Back here tomorrow night against the Kingston Frontenacs. A tough game tonight. They got to come back tomorrow against a very tough team tomorrow against Kingston. They've been a slumping team, but if the Knights don't come up and show up like they did here tonight, they'll have a tough time getting 2 more points tomorrow. For the rest of the crew at Rogers Television, 681-0800 is the number for tickets tomorrow night against the Kingston Frontenacs. Have a good evening.